Hello, here I am on a beautiful summer day in Portland, Oregon. This is a short video on what we might refer to as a market failure. It's about negative externalities and perhaps the market's inability to deal with negative externalities. We might look at a negative externality as an inconvenience, a nuisance, or an annoyance borne by a third party that's not involved in the original transaction. Let's look at an example of three parties. The first party is the tobacco seller. The second party is the tobacco consumer. It's a buyer and a seller. Now we need to bring in the third party. This third party is somebody who wasn't the seller, wasn't the consumer, but now they may have to deal with that smoke that comes from that transaction. We might say that this is the unhappy third party. There are other examples of negative externalities besides secondhand smoke. Factories may find it less costly to pollute air instead of cleaning up the air. They might find it less costly to pollute rivers instead of keeping the rivers clean. So we're concerned about what is the issue. Remember, what we're most concerned about is trying to figure out the most efficient use of resources, and certainly polluted air, polluted rivers, the things that we might have to deal with as consumers in terms of an externality. We're concerned about that. And the main concern is what is the cost to remove the nuisance? The issue is that the cost of the nuisance is not included in the price of the product. As a result, resources continue to flow to the product with a negative externality. We might say that this results in an over allocation of resources, and so this is inefficient. There might be a better place or use for those resources to go rather than where there are negative externalities. Again, this means that resources are being used inefficiently. We've been studying the market system, particularly a free market system. And one of the things that we talked about at the very beginning of our course was the idea of an invisible hand, which says the market will create a lot of problems within the market. But negative externalities may be an issue that the market has trouble solving. And so how are we going to get a solution to this? The solution may have to do with government involvement in terms of the market. And how can government get involved? They can fine those people who are polluting, or they may create a tax on companies that are creating social costs. What does the tax mean? The tax or fine is an additional cost which results in a shift in the supply curve. And what will happen when that shift in the supply curve shifts, and it will shift to the left because of those additional costs? Let's take a look at our supply and demand model again. So the original equilibrium is at P1 and Q1. Now, because this product has a negative externality, now we're going to take a look and we're either going to put fines or we're going to tax this particular company that produces this product with a negative externality. As a result of that extra cost, that supply curve will shift from S1 to S2. And now look what happens to the quantity. Quantity moves from Q1 to Q2. And so what this means is that now there are going to be less resources that are flowing to this product that has these negative externalities, which impact society in a negative way. Also, we see that the price will be higher for this product, and as a result of a higher price for this product, we will also likely see that there will be less quantity demanded for this product. So some conclusions. A free and active market may not be able to do what it ought to do in terms of the allocation of resources and protecting society from negative externalities. We may need some government intervention, and what will that government intervention be? It's likely to be some type of tax or some type of penalty. As a result of that, what our hope is that we will have more clean and pure water. Notice those blue skies. We'll have unpolluted blue skies. We'll have healthier trees and shrubs and flowers. Overall, the world that we live in will be a better place. And what will happen is that hopefully those resources that may have been flowing to where there were negative externalities, perhaps there might be incentives that can be used so that those resources will flow to those products that have positive externalities. But then again, that's a video for another day. Thanks for listening.